Can England finally beat Scotland? It's been like 4 years and we've not been able to beat them yet. But on Saturday, we get the chance to finally dispatch of this country and win the Calcutta Cup. But I'm going to put this right out there from the start. I do not care as an England fan about the Calcutta Cup. Scottish fans make a big deal about it often. But I know some England fans will like it. But I think England Rugby has got to set its targets higher than a Calcutta Cup. We have beaten France. We are within a chance of winning the Six Nations this year. We have a chance of doing that. So, first of all, starting this video off the block, England Rugby have got to think, as a team, we don't care about winning the Calcutta Cup. We want to beat Scotland to win the Six Nations. We want to beat all these last three teams. It's not about, we haven't beaten Scotland in 4 years, we need to beat them. Of course, as a fan, it'd be cool to give it back finally, but as an England team, I want to win the Six Nations. So we want to win Scotland to win overall, not to beat Scotland. Calcutta Cup is cool and historic, but I want the Six Nations trophy now. But anyway, that's my thoughts on how the English mentality. I think Steve Borthwick's got to impress that onto his squad and realise that we have the potential to win the tournament, not just beat Scotland. So yeah, forget about just getting over the line. We want to beat them with a 4-try bonus point because we need these bonus points and we want to win. Anyway, that's my main intro into this. But yeah, I think it's good. It's really interesting. Scotland. There's so much I could talk about Scotland. I've talked a lot about England so far. I did a video on the lineup, so I might not go through the whole lineup again. Go check out that video. It's to be tagged up above there. The only change is that Ted Hill's come in for George Martin on the bench. George Martin, I think, was nursing a small knee injury just before the tournament, and maybe that's got worse or been aggravated in training. So Ted Hill is now on the bench. He will have to be the lock cover because he usually plays 6, but he can play lock. So Chesham and Martin, of course, were the starters announced on Tuesday, and they still are. Excited to see Chesham get his first full start for England in over a year, or nearly a year. Last Six Nations. It's been a long time coming. He's been nursing a lot of injuries just as England camps have come up. But yeah, Ted Hill's in. Good luck to him. He deserves a chance, a shot in the England team. But yeah, Scotland. So much I can say about Scotland. I think last year they've kind of been, I don't want to make any Scottish enemies here, but slightly overhyped because they played a load of piss easy teams in the summer. And then I think they played well against Australia, but Australia really disappointed themselves. They did not play as well against Scotland as they did against England and Ireland. So I'm not doubting Scotland's quality, but they've been made to look slightly better than I think they are. They played well against South Africa, but they didn't win, and it was South Africa sort of on a rotational team. A lot of their bench starters were starters. A lot of their bench were starters. So, you know, it was still a good South African team. I'm not saying they were playing like Portugal. There's nothing like that. But they did play Portugal. Scotland played Portugal, which has helped them look better. They played a Fiji B team. So I think they've been made to look slightly better than they are in the last year or two. And it's going to be interesting. Of course, they play like prime All Blacks whenever they play England, and Duhan van der Merwe literally turns into Jonah Lomu reincarnated. So it's quite annoying, but you know, he's probably going to do it again this Saturday and score a hat-trick on a massive victory for Scotland at the Allianz Stadium / Twickenham. But it's going to be an interesting one. I'm really curious to see how it goes. Yeah, I should really get into the Scottish lineup right now. And it's a very interesting lineup. I've literally just looked at this for the first time in the last minute. And I'm really quite interested by it. Let's get the forwards out of the way. The same forwards as the first 2 rounds, except for Matt Fagerson has dropped to the bench and Jamie Ritchie comes in, which I think is an odd one. I do think it's an odd one. I think you need as much power as you can. Maybe Jamie Ritchie just there to rile people up because he loves getting in people's faces. So maybe he can, get into the face of Tom Curry or Ben Earl and sort of get under their skin. But yeah, let's move into the back. So that's where the interesting bit is, where Finn Russell was 10 as expected, Tom Jordan at 12, which is that how they started last week? I think it is. McDowell is on the bench. So obviously Tupelotu sadly out for this game, out for the whole tournament. McDowell, the sort of natural centre replacement, is on the bench, and Tom Jordan, the sort of 10/15, is actually going to play inside centre. Yeah, I thought he played okay last week, moving to 10 after Finn Russell's head injury. It's an interesting one. Let's just go through the rest of them before I talk about it more. Hugh Jones carrying on at 13. Kyle Rowe is the other winger alongside Duhan van der Merwe, Kinghorn at 15. I was expecting Stain. I thought Darcy Graham might be back from his head injury protocol. Looks like he isn't, which is, he needs all the time to recover from that horrific head knock. But I heard rumours that Kyle Stain was going to be back in, but they've actually gone with Kyle Rowe. Stain's not in the 23, so I'm guessing he's still out injured. That's an interesting one. Really interesting one. Let's get into the Tom Jordan bit and Finn Russell. Is that going to be because I think Tom Jordan's the best centre to go up against our centres? We've obviously got Slade and Lawrence. Slade is not an overly physical centre like your Bundiakis or like you said, Tulangi. So I think Tom Jordan should be able to manage that. Should be able to manage Slade. Kind of similar. They both can play 10. They're both sort of playmaking 12s. So that's going to be a really interesting battle. As will Hugh Jones and what's his name? Ollie Lawrence. They're both attacking outside centres. So it's a fascinating battle. It really is. And as I was mentioning in my last video, the England lineup reaction one I did a couple of days ago, the kicking game is going to be really interesting. See, they've got Ben White and Alex Mitchell, quite similar players in a way. Nippy, get the ball out quick, good box kickers. Finn Russell and Finn Smith. Now, these two have played each other a number of times in the Premiership. Of course, the Premiership final. Finn Russell probably got the better of Finn Smith on that day, but overall, Northampton have got the better of Bath. And it's interesting. Is it because of the 10s? Is it just because of the general squads? I think there's been definitely fixtures where Finn Smith's got ahead of Finn Russell. And as I was saying on the other video, I think Finn Smith plays better against Finn Russell than Marcus Smith does against Finn Russell at 10. But that's just my personal opinion. If you're Premiership fans, let me know what you think. And yeah, Tom Jordan, another kicking option. Henry Slade, a kicking option. And then Marcus Smith at 15 is the interesting one. Of course, continuing on from the round 2 against France. Yeah, Kinghorn's a pretty good kicker. There's going to be lots of kicking in this game. If I remember correctly, the last game or last couple of games in the Six Nations between these two teams, there was lots of kicking. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Will Marcus Smith be tested more under the high ball? I did not think France tested him enough in that area. They kicked it deep a lot, and he will run or kick back all day long. He's fine with that. It's more the high ball, which he's pretty good, Marcus Smith, but he's not a natural 15. Whereas Kinghorn he was fantastic in the first 2 games under the high ball. He's one of the best in the world, I would say, under the high ball. So I think there's a real area Scotland can attack England there, and they've got to target that. Obviously, Duhan van der Merwe has been the big threat against England the last 2 or 3 fixtures. I think Freeman and Slight Home can manage him. If I'm correct, it should be Freeman on that wing. I trust Tommy Freeman to make those tackles and get Duhan van der Merwe down. So, yeah, I don't think Kyle Rowe's going to put Ollie Slighthome under too much pressure. Slighthome's also a pretty good defender, very quicker than Freeman. So it's going to be interesting. I think England can manage this. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to say England win this game at the Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. As a fan, we do want to beat Scotland. It's been a long time coming. We've messed up the last couple of years. 2 years ago, oh my God, we were ahead with 10 minutes to go. It's poor game management in that game. But anyway, that's 2 years ago. We got to really, yeah, as I was saying earlier, prove that England are going for the Six Nations, and as a squad in their professional camp, we just don't want to just beat Scotland. We want to win the whole thing. But as a fan, we want to beat Scotland. They've been mouthing off too much over the last few years. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be close. I said, last couple of years I've said England to win and we've lost. But then again, I said England to lose last week and we won against France. So I don't know. Maybe I should predict a loss and that would guarantee us a win. But no, I like to try and give my honest predictions, regardless of who I'm supporting. I do think England will win. I think Scotland will be hurting after that game against Ireland. They got battered and bruised by the big Irish forwards, and I think that's where England can win the game. I've just gone on talking about the backline loads, but I actually do think it's the forwards which can win England the game. Got some big ball carriers. Big people off the bench like Ted Hill and Cunningham South. Tom Curry, Ben Earl and Tom Willis are... That back row last round against France was just so world-class and unbelievable. I can't wait to watch it again. Hopefully Tom Willis continues his England form. It will be only his second cap, starting cap, sorry. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just hope he goes well as a Saracens fan. And, just looking at any other Scottish people on the bench are overly interesting. Not really. About sort of what you expect. So yeah, I'm going to go with an England win. It'll be tight. I think it'll be within 10 points. I think all the games in the last 5 years have been within 10 points. So I'm going to go with a narrow English victory. But the important thing is we get the 4-try bonus point. That's all I really want. I don't care if we win by 1 point or 50. I want to win, and I want to win with 4 tries. Get 5 points on that Six Nations table. But guys, if you got this far, thank you for watching. I just recorded a Wales-Ireland game. Go check that out. Please like and subscribe if you got this far. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.